Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Friday. It is Emma Gaccione coming to you from Richmond, Virginia with Richmond Reveal. I hope you guys had a wonderful week. We had a mild week this February week. It looks like spring is on its way. I see some of the trees are forming buds. My outdoor planter has a couple of little flowers, so that's exciting. I love spring. Everything wakes up, all the little babies come to life. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful week. February is National Children's Dental Health Month. Cavities, also known as caries or tooth decay, are the most common chronic disease of childhood, yet cavities are preventable. 51 million school hours are lost each year due to dental problems. Schools and dental offices can download free brochures and order free posters from the American Dental Association. That's ada.org. There's also some free downloadable games on there for counselors and teachers. I actually emailed that link to my school this morning, so hopefully they'll be sharing that with the classrooms. We are very fortunate here in Richmond to have VCU Dental School. So if you do not have dental insurance and you cannot afford dental and orthodontic treatment, they work on a sliding scale. Nobody should avoid having the dental care they need, especially children, because dental health is related to overall health of your body and wellness. So please contact VCU Dental School to see what your options are. We get orthodontic care for our kids there. It has saved us a lot of money, and we've been very, very pleased with our experience there after having 3 children go through the VCU Dental School for orthodontic treatment. So make sure your kids are flossing and brushing every day, a couple times a day, drinking lots of water. And I'm very holistic. Make sure they're eating a really healthy diet, because a healthy diet is very much related to healthy teeth. A second grade student brought a loaded gun to a Richmond school this week. Mayor LeVar Stoney said, "Lock up your damn guns. Lock up and safely store your guns so they do not get into the hands of children. It's simple." Last year, as a mother of a young student that brought a gun to school and shot her, his teacher was sentenced to 2 years in prison. So parents, you will be liable for your children's gun access. Virginia has a lot of freedom with gun rights. It's very simple. Just make sure that your guns are properly and safely stored. Richmond is going through its growing pains. This comes from Axios.com. Between the lines, it is a lot of change at once, especially for Richmond, our awesome town that we have always felt something of a secret. It was especially so because the outside of the world looked at us, if they looked at us at all, exclusively as the former capital of the Confederacy and every negative implication that came with. Richmond has been our little cool kids hideaway. It's a city that often feels more like a town, one that has most of the amenities of the big city, although on a smaller scale, but it was affordable, approachable, and low-key cool. The bottom line is Richmond is on the East Coast and the I-95 corridor. It is a great town, a secret that was bound to get out. And if we learned anything in the last few years, it's that sometimes change is exactly what Richmond needs. It's definitely going to be an uncomfortable ride for a while we get adjusted, but let's not try to be jerks to the newcomers. They may be just what we need. The Richmond region has seen some of the greatest influx of new residents in its history over the last 3 years. Just over 40,000 people moved here between 2020 and 2023, according to a just released county and city population estimate from UVA's Weldon Cooper Center. Like it or not, the Richmond region is growing. So let's try to remember our manners and be welcoming. I think, with this change and with all of these new residents brings new business ideas, new money, access to more technology, But recently there was an RVA, brand new resident, but an RVA influencer who was attacked by many people online. The gist of that big controversial attack was that people were upset that someone like an LA influencer recently moves to Richmond and capitalized on her new experience and exploration of her new city while ignoring existing residents' struggles. People are blaming her for rising rent and making Richmond unlivable. It's fine to move. It's fine to discover new things in your new city. It just feels gross that someone who just moved here can be creating content and presumably making money from that content instead of first becoming a resident. You're just profiting off of it. It's like someone coming into your house, telling you about all the stuff that you have and trying to sell you a shitty book about your stuff. Those were some comments made about this controversial vegan influencer that was attacked after a recent ebook that she put out about vegan restaurants with a lot of mistakes in the book. I feel I can understand Richmond residents. I am originally from Richmond. However, I left and I lived in New York City for a long time. I've actually lived all over the place. And I feel like I was able to come back here and bring some of those ideas, some of that energy, some of that change with me when I came. So it's very difficult for any place to see change, but Richmond had a lot of growing up to do as well. So we really need to make sure that we are being respectful, but also it's okay for us to feel like people need to respect that this is not a Denver or Los Angeles or Washington, D.C. or New York City. We do like our small town feel. We are trying to protect that. We will try to maintain that while we figure out all of this growth in Richmond. Where to go bird watching near Richmond. I spoke about this last week. The James River Park System Osprey in the spring includes Richmond's famous couple, Maggie and Walker. There are also bald eagles, herons, ducks, and owls. There are popular other spots to go bird watching, and those include Dutch Gap Conservation Area, the Shenandoah National Park, my hometown. For a complete list of where to look for specific birds in Richmond, Birding Virginia has a thorough breakdown of what to look for in city parks. That's birdingvirginia.org. The Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation also has an extensive guide, and you can join the Richmond Audubon Society, and they have field trips and advocacy opportunities. And I also just joined their Instagram page. Check out my Instagram page, Richmond Reveal, but the Audubon Instagram page is a beautiful page and lots of links for different events on that. FBI Richmond is accepting applications for its competitive teen academy. This looks so cool. The Teen Academy allows Virginia high schoolers to learn about FBI careers and investigative programs. Students chosen for the program will meet executives, special agents, and analysts as they know how crimes are investigated and how they can help keep themselves and their communities safe. FBI Richmond says they will learn about counterintelligence, counterterrorism, and gangs while participating in hands-on activities with the evidence response and bomb technicians. You can go to FBI.gov and search the Richmond Teen Academy to get more information for how to register your teen for that free event. I, for one, will definitely be looking into that, trying to see if my teens are interested. I really hope they are. Henrico County Public Schools just added a holiday in March that was unused for inclement weather because it doesn't snow here anymore. We barely have a winter. According to the school system, there will be another staff and school holiday, and that will be on Friday, March 29th. There will be no school. Maymont, our famous inner city park, has announced its spring calendar of events. You can find the entire list on maymont.org. From Richmond Magazine, in celebration of Black History Month, which is all through February, the Ruby Scoops ice cream shop owner Rabia Kamara has collaborated with several local Black chefs on a limited series of ice cream flavors that are unique and delicious expressions of their identities. The lineup includes hibiscus heavy sorbet and grape cobbler ice cream created with Leah Branch from the Roosevelt. That's so cool. So definitely check that out. That is Ruby Scoops on the north side. Yesterday, Beaucoup restaurant, which it's going to be an inexpensive Parisian French oyster bar restaurant. I cannot wait to check this place out. It just opened yesterday on Robinson Street. This Paris-inspired dive bar over the former commercial tap house space. Hang tight for more details by the Grisette and Jardine crew. Terrence is selling its famous she crab soup to go. Terrence crab soup is rich, creamy with lumps of crab and savory herbs. It is now its top-selling item at both locations. She crab was originally made from the female crab, which included roe, which was like the caviar, the eggs. These days, there are restrictions on catching female crab, so most of she crab is made with he crab. Here's who's running for Virginia mayor in 2024. First District City Councilman Andreas Addison, an adjunct professor at the University of Virginia who owns a gym in Scott's Addition. Former City Councilwoman Michelle Mosby, the first Black woman to serve as Richmond City Council president. Another former City Council member, Chris Hilbert, represented the city's north side as the 3rd District Council member from 2005 to 2021. Garrett Sawyer, the CEO of his own HR consulting firm, officially announced run for Richmond. Maurice Neblett, a political newcomer whose background is in criminology and criminal justice. And finally, Harrison Roday, a former investment banking analyst who co-founded the company Third South Capital. Those are the 6 people so far that are running for Richmond mayor this year. Future Farmers of America headed to Richmond yesterday for FFA Day. This was from Prince William County. 400 of their fellow Virginia state members of the FFA Future Farmers of America came to our great city. The purpose of the day is to allow FFA students to educate legislators about the importance of agricultural education and to communicate the valuable experiences students receive through FFA. Students toured the state capitol building and were invited to sit in on a House delegate session. FFA is the premier youth organization preparing members for leadership in careers in the sciences, business, and technology of agriculture. 946,000 student members are part of that organization. Nationwide, there are 9,163 chapters in all 50 states and Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Members are future farmers, chemists, veterinarians, government officials, entrepreneurs, bankers, international business leaders, teachers, and premier professionals in many career fields. The reason that I mentioned this story in the first place is because I grew up between here in the Shenandoah Valley, and FFA was a huge part of my local schools in Shenandoah County. I don't recall really seeing it when I attended high school here. That doesn't mean that it wasn't there. I just don't recall. And I obviously had a much smaller high school up in the Shenandoah County, but I just think this organization is amazing. And there are just so many different avenues that you can take. So having this support and these leadership schools in high school, I think is wonderful for students. Even if they're not interested in the farming industry, there are so many different avenues that you can take. And having FFA back you up and having that great leadership and access to such great support can only help your students in any path they choose to take in the future. The Richmond Performing Arts Alliance is unveiling a mural Thursday to honor the historic sit-in that took place in the Tallheimers department store in 1960. February 22nd, 1960, 200 Virginia Union University students were led to picket the Thalheimer department store where the lunch counter had long refused service to African American people. 34 of those students made their way in, and they sat until police arrived to arrest them for trespassing. In 2019, after years of not knowing, the Richmond 34 still carried trespassing charges on their records, and their records were expunged in a Richmond Circuit Court. I think it's wonderful that these 34 brave students are being recognized, and we just, like I said last week, need to remember these historical events so that we don't repeat them. And 1960 was not that long ago. Hanover County, downtown Ashland, Virginia, which literally the border for Hanover County is 2 minutes away from us. You are getting a new Dunkin' Donuts independent space. That's exciting news. I love Dunkin' Donuts. So that will be opening in the next couple of weeks. I don't like to speak about too many controversial topics on here. I feel like there's enough negativity out here, but this is actually positive news. I know many of my friends have been following this story. There is an update on that missing Virginia Tech student. 20-year-old Johnny Roop was last seen February 16th. He was supposed to be on his way home to his parents' house to take an exam that evening, and he never made it. He was spotted recently in Missouri at a Missouri diner. He is thought to be traveling independently and by his own choice. I personally have been praying for him and his family. I have children his age. I hope they figure out what's going on with him, but it's wonderful news that they know where he is and that he is on his own. And Johnny, wherever you are, Richmond is rooting for you, and we're all praying for you. Okay, so stay safe. Are you a Virginia Commonwealth University Arts VCU student? The Richmond Office of Elections is accepting original designs for its I Voted sticker contest. Students have to be in the VCU Arts program to submit designs. Their design submissions will be accepted until April 1st. The winner and runner-up will be announced May 3rd. Designs will be featured in the Richmond Times-Dispatch. The winner will receive a $1,000 Amazon gift card, and their design will be used in all polling locations in the upcoming elections in Richmond. So if you are any kind of VCU art student, that's a really submit your art. That sounds awesome. Nationwide AT&T outage left thousands in Virginia without cell phone usage yesterday. There were all sorts of conspiracy theories swirling around yesterday. This was a national outage. I woke up in the morning and I saw all sorts of stories about this. Again, I don't normally talk about these negative things, but it really did make me think, I follow all these preppers online. Coming from the country, I always like to see different farming ideas, things like that. I don't prep myself, but it really did make me think, maybe we really should think about having some kind of plan. What if you did have to go days or weeks without your cell phone? We use them for so many different things. So I, for one, will be coming up with some kind of idea or plan, at least for how my family and I can communicate with each other in case, God forbid, we ever need to without our cell phones. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't think I even have my whole family's phone numbers memorized. So even something as simple as that is something that I'm going to work on in my own life. Their initial reports say that it was a solar storm that took out all of the phones, but they are now doing an investigation to see if this was a cyber attack. So I will let you know if I hear more about that story. And finally, we have a few events to mention this week. Starting today, the 23rd of February, Virginia Wine Expo kicks off and runs through March 3rd. You can choose from over a dozen plus event options to plot your own juicy destiny. The Richmond's first ever Lunar New Year Asian Street Food Festival is tomorrow, Saturday, from noon to 6 p.m. at Stone Brewing. And then tomorrow in Petersburg, the sheriff's office is putting on its second annual father-daughter dance to celebrate father figures and daughters. The dance will take place tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Petersburg Public Library. Tickets are $25 per person, and you can call the sheriff's office for more information. And you don't have to, it doesn't have to just be father-daughter. It can be daughter and any father type figure. I think this is so wonderful. I think it's so important for girls to have a father figure or just, someone that cares about them, giving them guidance and giving them support. So definitely check that out if you can. And if finances keep you from wanting to participate in that, please reach out to me at richmondreveal.com and I will see what I can do. I find it hard to believe that the sheriff's office would not allow someone to participate for financial reasons. But if that is something that would keep you from attending this and you really want to go, please reach out to me. The 4th annual Easter extravaganza egg hunt is coming to Chesterfield County. That's hosted by Ride On Canyon Foundation. The Easter hunt will be Saturday, March 23rd from 12 p.m. until 4 p.m. at the Chesterfield County Fairgrounds. There will be 20,000 Easter eggs and with 500 prize tickets placed inside. And those can be traded for toys and prizes in their tent. That sounds super fun. I will be taking my daughter for sure. Center of the Universe Brewing will host its Lagerfest event from 2 to 5 p.m. next weekend, Saturday, March 2nd. This event will feature 8 different brews, including limited release lagers, an 18-month wine barrel aged sour, and several barrel-aged brews, and they encourage you to wear lumberjack attire. That's so cute. Friday, Cheers announces its concert series lineup for 2024. The concert series is presented by Hardywood Park Craft Brewery. It's Richmond's longest running concert series, going on its 39th season this year. There are going to be 8 headlining acts every Friday for the months of May and June. And those 8 acts are Bella White, Daniel Donato's Cosmic Country, RVA Music Night, which features the legendary Ingramettes, Sir Chloe, Madhu Makhtar, Richie, Mitch, and the Coal Miners, Diggable Planets, and Sam Barber. Tickets are $10 advance, $15 at the show, and you can get a season pass until March 1st. So actually for only one more week, and the season pass is $65. You can go on Info Venture Richmond's website to find out all the info on that. And then there is a Black History event, Race to Richmond. It's an interactive exhibit by local artists that look at how race and identity have intersected and impacted the city's past and future. That's open daily until March 11th, and that's a free event at the Main Street Station in downtown Richmond. Enjoy this last weekend of February. It is going to be a chilly weekend, but it looks like next week we're going to get some spring weather. I'm so excited. I hope it lasts. I've been outside gardening already, so I'm really excited for that. And then hopefully we'll be bringing you Diane May's Dive into Diversity either tomorrow or in the next couple days. I'm so appreciative to Diane. She is so busy, and I know she had a little hiccup today, but I hope in the next couple days we will be bringing you that interview. This is an amazing organization that helps Black youth learn how to swim and learn how to dive and gives them a real life skill for the future. So we will be diving into her organization and all of the info on that. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. Let me know if you have any ideas for topics or guests that would be amazing to interview. Take care.